Now, it's only been 36 hours, give or take, since the Thunder won the NBA Finals, but the party is in full swing. The championship parade set out around 10:30 a.m. local time in OKC. You guys can see the vibes. The champagne was flowing. I believe shirts were optional. The whole city came out, long awaited. And of course, everyone had an opportunity to show up and show out. The 24-25 season is in the books, but there's no rest for our senior insider, Shams Charania, breaking NBA news late into last night. Now, two-time NBA champ Drew Holiday is headed to Portland. Shams, what more can you tell us about the deal?
Chene, for the Portland Trailblazers, this is an aggressive swing to build on what was a top 5 transition defense in the second half of this past season. And for the Celtics, this is the start of a very busy offseason. It's about getting out of the second apron and getting breathing room with the cap, given that Tatum could miss a significant part of next season. And so getting significant luxury tax savings has been a focal point. And right now, the Celtics are engaged in trade talks around several key players on their roster. I'm told the Celtics are discussing Kristaps Porzingis trades specifically with several interested teams in both conferences. Anthony Simons, they just acquired him from Portland as well, along with 2 second-round picks. He could also get interest on the open market. Now, listen, there are 2 big players as well in Jaylen Brown and Derek White. They're going to get serious interest and offers on both of them as well. And the Celtics, I'm told, prefer not to trade Derek White and Jaylen Brown, but depending on how those offers get, could they consider a deal? That's what a lot of team executives are waiting to see.
Very interesting. You said you expect the Celtics to be pretty active. What team should we be paying attention to before tomorrow's draft?
Well, in the lottery, I think Washington and New Orleans I would look at as movers and shakers in this. You have teams like Utah, Philadelphia as well. But there are other teams from a roster perspective. Atlanta has a massive $25.3 million trade player exception. I'm told they're really likely to use that exception to either get a game-changing player or pick up players with salaries and get assets with that as well. And Utah has some role players that could be of interest around the league. John Collins, Colin Sexton, as well as Jordan Clarkson. And John Collins is a big man who you see whenever Kristaps Porzingis gets traded, John Collins could be a guy that moves as well.
By this time tomorrow, we'll be very close to knowing what those teams will be doing. Thank you so much for stopping by, Shams. Team No Sleep over there, we got you. Now that the Blazers have Drew Holiday in the fold, they add him to a team that was playing some really good hoops down the stretch. The Blazers were 25-25 after January 1 and were 6th in defense during that stretch. And if you think about it, they have a lot of young stars that they're trying to build around. And here's the squad. The brain trust of Brian Windhorst, Bobby Marks, Kendrick Perkins, NBA champion. This is our first show in the new Hudson Studios. It's pretty nice. Bobby told us he had a pork chop, which is nice.
I love
Cafeteria is great.
And the temperature in this 100-degree day is perfect in here tonight.
Yes. Yeah, the temperature is good, but what is the temperature right now in Boston?
I think that was part one. I think we're going to see a series of moves from the Celtics here. The goal is to get under this second apron to give themselves some flexibility to make some trades. Potentially unfreeze their pick in 2033. Drew Holiday is number 1. We're going to keep an eye on Kristaps Porzingis, $18 million below that threshold. It's going to be a combination of moves if they're going to want to get under there.
Perk, you're a former Celtic. What did you think of losing a guy that was truly a championship piece in Drew Holiday, but now you're adding a three-point shooter, which sort of fits the way that this team has been the last few years?
Well, I mean, I look at Drew Holiday like an exotic car, right? Exotic car rental. You rent him out, you know he's going to come give you the flash, whether you want to pick a Urus or a Lambo, and that means you got a championship. They paid him his money, and now he's going off to his next destination. But I love the pickup of Anthony Simon. I'll tell you that much, especially with Jason Tatum being out. Anthony Simon is how old, Bobby? 27?
26.
He's 26, so he's right in the age group with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and he's a guy that could be a second option to Jaylen Brown because he could put the ball in the basket. We know that. You know, I hear a lot of people criticizing, he was one of the worst defensive players in the league last year. Well, that changes when you get to Boston, right? That culture, because they're going to call you out. It's a lot different playing for the Portland Trail Blazers and playing for the Boston Celtics. When you arrive in City of Champions, you know what I'm saying, it's accountability there. You know what I'm saying? The media going to hold you accountable. We watched Sam Hauser Peyton Pritchard slide those puppies on the perimeter. He's going to pick up their identity. He's going to be a great fit for the Celtics.
Now, outside of those two teams, Boston and the Blazers, what does this say league-wide, this move?
Man, is there an arms race in the Western Conference right now? You look at what's happened in the East, you've got three teams that are dealing with the fallout of Achilles tendon tears, where they're beginning to maybe thinking about taking their teams down a little bit. This is a move in Boston I don't think we see if Jason Tatum is fully healthy. Meanwhile, in the West, the Trailblazers, yeah, they were 25-25, but are they even they're fighting to be a play-in team. Mm-hmm. And they just took on a 35-year-old with $100 million left on his contract while they're for sale. Their team is for sale. They just took on a $100 million contract and paid 2 second-round picks and a quality young player for the luxury of it. So the Western Conference, you look at what Houston's done. You know that the Lakers are going to try to upgrade their roster in the next few days. You know the Clippers are trying to upgrade their roster. You already have quality teams in a bunch of different places, and you got Utah announcing they're not taking anymore. I mean, you got 14, 15 teams who think that they're going to be able to make the playoffs next year, while in the East, there's teams are moving up in the odds just because they're not having injured players.
Yeah.
So it's a credible dichotomy between the East and the West right now.
Love that word, dichotomy. Okay, but Bobby, if you think about this, what does this move mean for the league as well? When you think about the moves, this was the news yesterday, but what are the news that we can expect today?
Well, I think we're going to keep an eye on Kyrie Irving in Dallas just because he's got a $43 million player option. It's exercisable by 11:59 p.m. Eastern tonight, so we're a little bit of in a holding pattern. I think it's important regarding Kyrie because does he opt into that contract? Do they sign him? Does he opt out and sign him to a new contract? Because remember, he's not going to be starting the season. They're going to need to get some type of replacement. By taking a little bit less, that opens up some flexibility to do so. So I have my eyes on Kyrie Irving for the rest of the day.
So I got a question. I'm sitting here with Wendy, Shanae, and Bobby, and I really got a legit question. We're watching a lot of teams have new owners. Like, what's going on? We're watching the Portland Trailblazers, they're for sale. Obviously, Mark Cuban just sold the Dallas Mavericks. Jeannie Buss selling the Los Angeles Lakers, the Boston Celtics, the Charlotte Hornets. What the hell is going on? Nobody, I mean, well, something got to be there, right? What's happening?
Business is good.
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, there's a brand there's a brand new $77 billion media rights deal that is about to come into effect that's going to guarantee team revenues for the foreseeable future. Also, the sale of the Celtics and the sale of the Lakers has increased everyone's value in the league. So that makes you think about wanting to sell.
Yeah, basically. Go ahead, Bobby.
And the one thing real quick is that certainly when you own a team, the goal is always just to break even. You're not in the business to make money like year to year. It's when you sell. It's when you sell is when you cash out big time.
Yeah, generationally. Yesterday was the trade news. Tomorrow is the NBA draft. But today, can we keep it real, y'all? Let's go back to the champs because the first ever NBA championship parade is rolling through the streets of OKC today. And the Thunder fans, they were truly out in full force to celebrate. You may recognize these buses. You can see how everyone is so excited. You guys remember the images from Game 7. Regardless, OKC got the job done. And this team has been pretty humble all season. And then Jalen Williams got on the mic. This is wild.
Hey, they said we was too young. They said Oklahoma should have a team. But guess what? We the champ.
And then we've got some news. Wednesday, July 30th, is officially Shea Gilgeous-Alexander Day. The mayor, David Holt, announced SGA, who actually met there. He was there at every game wearing the T-shirts. He has his own day named after him. Isn't that pretty cool, Perk?
It is cool. I mean, look, they deserve every moment. He deserves all the praise. This is the best part of winning the championship. Damn it, I never could get back to the parade. The parade is when you're able to come out of character in front of your boss and do whatever the hell you want. I miss that.
It's the one day
days,
of grace you get. But I have to ask you, Perk, as someone who has won championships, when do you flip the page? Is it after the parade? Do you think that this team is not yet?
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm glad we up here and I got Bobby and Wendy here because Sam Presti, right after this parade is over, he got to get to work. But he got some business decisions to make. Usually, when you win a championship, especially with a veteran squad, you bring the entire squad back, right? You try to. That's not the case with this young OKC team.
The Thunder were working yesterday. I heard some draft trade rumors involving the Thunder.
That's what I'm
yesterday.
saying.
I'm not surprised. Sam Presti, SGA, J-Dub, Chet Holmgren, at one point in their lives, they were just young kids with a dream. Still to come on NBA Today, the day before his NBA dream becomes a reality, Cooper Flagg sits down.
You will speak when spoken to. Give me some energy.
Bam.
That's it?
Bam! 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 Put it up there.
I'm feeling big, Ken Perkins. I'm feeling big, Ken Perkins.
It's officially NBA offseason, which means it would be a perfect time to have a big list, Perk.
Oh, you're right. Hello, world. Happy Tuesday. And look, it's already been fireworks, and damn it, y'all know the rules, Bobby. This is not your first roller coaster. Wendy, yours
Whose
is.
list is it?
It's my list. And you will speak when spoken to, and you will give me the energy that is needed. Otherwise, y'all will not be invited back. Big perks, big list, a big off-season question. I'm gonna start it off, put it up there. Bam! Number 5. With the OKC, Sam Presti. What you gonna do? Right? You think about right now, we just talked to one of the guys, Casey Wallace. You have Aaron Wiggins. You have Jalen Williams coming in off the bench. You have how many picks in this draft?
15 and 24.
2?
And a 1 in the second.
And 1 in the second. What do you go? What do the evil genius have in mind, right? What is he going to do? That's a question for me I need to see, especially off of just winning his first NBA championship. Bobby, you next. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Denver Nuggets. Like, everyone is making moves right now, right? Everybody is trying to get better. They're trying to, build a team to go compete. I want to know, are they going to stick with Jamal Murray, or are they going to bring in another Robin to Jokic? Like, is he going to be that guy? Is they going to make a move to bring in another guy to elevate them to new heights? Because OKC ain't going nowhere. The Rockets damn show is here. Minnesota is going to be back. I need to see who's going to be Jokic's Robin next season. Shanae, give me some energy, girl.
Here we go, bam!
You've been waiting on it. The Lakers. What's next for the Lakers? I need to know. Like, you gonna go out, you gonna go get a center? Right? You saw last year y'all had flaws. LeBron James was playing the center position. What are you gonna do? I understand Luka's been in the lab. He's looking skinny. I applaud him for that. LeBron James, we saw videos of him in the lab, but they need help. They need a lob threat. Daniel Gafford just signed the extension in Dallas. I don't know if he's not available no more. It may be in the trade, I believe it is. I'm trying to work on my Bobby and Wendy skills.
Okay.
Right? And Wendy, give me some energy right here now. Give me some energy.
Bam! Yes!
Yeah! The Knicks! Like, seriously, what y'all got going on?
Let's go, Perk.
Y'all done fired Tom Thibodeau, right? Y'all interviewing all these coaches. I'm looking at Michael Malone. There's no interest there. I'm looking at a guy like Jeff Van Gundy, who was serving with the Clippers, did an excellent job with T. Lue. I mean, is it energy there? Like, they got, like, it's time to do something. Coming in at number 1, we'll do it collectively.
Yeah.
Put it up there. Bam! I like that. Giannis. Man, is Giannis going to stay or is he leaving? You know what I mean? He's putting out these tweets. KD get traded, he says, uh-oh. Like, what's going on, Giannis? You trying to win the championship or you trying to be loyal to this organization? I believe he should leave, and nobody should say a damn word if he wants to leave. But again, this is big perks, big list of big off-season questions.
Okay, in the spirit of questions, great list, Kendrick Perkins. I'm also hosting the show, so I want to also do my own thing. Time for today's challenge, because at the end of the season, I want to ask you all a little bit of trivia, starting with you, Wendy.
Oh.
Who scored the second most points in the 2025 playoffs? Ant, J-Dub, Jalen Brunson, or Pascal Siakam?
I'm going with Brunson.
We're going with Brunson, and the winner is, what's the answer? Correct!
All right. Good job, Brunson.
All right, Bobby, you're up next. Who has the highest NBA Finals career points per game average? Jerry West, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, Rick Barry.
I'm not good at trivia. Kevin Durant.
Oh,
You got a
Rick
hard one,
Barry.
Bobby.
That was a hard one.
That was a hard one.
36.3.
Come on, Shanae.
All right, Kendrick Perkins, let's do this. Come on, Texas. It's been a
Set
Texas
the
show
tone.
since 1985. Which team has made the most #1 picks? You got this, Perk. Come on. Magic,
I think
Sixers,
this
Spurs,
is hard,
Cavs.
though. You know what? I'm leaning since 1985. I was born in 1984.
I was -7.
So I'm a lean more towards the Cavaliers on this one. Think about Braun, Kyrie. Yeah.
Oh, good job,
There we
Perkins.
go. There we go.
Am I the only one that didn't get one right?
All right, guys, that was
Appreciate
so
that,
much
man.
fun. NFL Live is next from Tight End University in Nashville, Tennessee.
What is it?
We will see
Tight End
U.
University.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can
All
thrive
right.
there.
We'll see y'all
Perkins.
tomorrow in Barclays for the draft.
It's a steamy day in Nashville, Tennessee, and that is where some of the best in the NFL at the tight end position are convening. Vanderbilt University is the site, but today it is Tight End University. You see some of the newer tight ends in the league, as well as some who have been around for a while. And Rob Gronkowski's out here doing all the drills. He looks like he's ready to play at any point in time. George Kittle, Travis Kelce, the leaders of the charge here, and we will visit with Kittle in just a bit. We're so excited to bring you NFL Live from Tight End University. Let's get it going right now.
The tight end position is one of the most diverse positions in football. So you have all these different styles of guys that all play one position.
All the way to the end zone. Touchdown. Let's go. Best tight end in the business.
Thank the tight end guys, and shout out to all the tight ends out there, man. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, boy!
To the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown.
Every tight end that has ever played this game has had some sort of toughness or some sort of unique ability. It's like you're the ultimate utility man on the field.
There's a rebel inside us soul.
We're so glad to be with you today. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. We are going to have all the tight ends, basically every important tight end in the league
time.
behind us on this field, practicing, hanging out. They've been spending a lot of time together. A really special event that happens here. Dan Orlovsky, Laura Rutledge with you. We're going to have some guests joining us. As I said, George Kittle coming your way, Trey McBride. Dan's going to get out on the field in just a little bit. Ready to throw?
We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see. We'll see.
He's trying to get warmed up.
Every tight end room from the NFL is represented.
It's really neat. But first, we do have some breaking news to get to today. Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show shared some of the intentions for his future. Listen to this.
Is it, safe to say that this is your last year playing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's why we just did a one-year deal. Steelers didn't need to, put any extra years on that or anything. So, this was really about finishing with a lot of love and fun and peace for the career that I've had. I mean, I played 20 freaking years. It's been a long run, and I've enjoyed it. And what better place to finish than in one of the cornerstone franchises of the NFL with Mike Tomlin and a great group of leadership and great guys in the city that expects you to win.
What was your initial reaction, Dan, when you saw this from Aaron Rodgers? Now we know that it's one more year of him, and then that's it.
Yeah, not surprised. It kind of felt like this was going to be the last year for Aaron Rodgers. It took Aaron a while to at least get physically and mentally fully into being a Pittsburgh Steeler and give the Steelers organization credit that they waited on Aaron. Before we get into what the season is going to look like and the potential, it is important, everybody, to just sit back. Aaron's words, 20 years. By the end of the season, he more than likely will be in the top 5 ever in the history of the league in starts, completions, attempts, yards, wins, touchdowns. I mean, when we say we're talking about one of the all-time greats, it's a reality. So there is a part that does feel Derek Jeter farewell tour part of that, just making sure that everyone, when you have that chance to watch him week 10, 11, 12, and so on, that this could be, the last few weeks to just appreciate one of the all-time greats. But then there's a lot of expectations of okay, this is the last go-round, and in his words, with a trademark organization.
It's hard for me right now to see the Steelers as a Super Bowl contender. But when you think about what Rodgers would want for this year, for his final year with such a storied career, how can they do what they need to do around him? How can he do what's necessary to get them to at least be a contender in the postseason?
I don't believe Aaron Rodgers plays this year unless he truly felt that team could be a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I agree that I don't see them as that. Can they get to that? One, the offensive line would have to play much better. Aaron's going to have to get protected much more than he did with his time with the New York Jets. Two, we know they had DK Metcalf. Pat Freiermuth's a very young and emerging tight end. Somebody else is going to have to step forward as a pass-catching threat. They're going to have to run the football really well, and then their defense is going to have to play better and more consistent than it did last year. And then also, like, can he stay healthy? Can he be his very best at the end of the season? Those are a lot of question marks that, if they're all yeses, it's a dream season for both him and the Steelers.
Again, we'll continue to see if he says anything else about this, but today telling the Pat McAfee Show that most likely this is his last year playing in the NFL. All right, back to Tight End University, which is happening behind us. And at Tight End U, they're out here practicing on the field. You see Travis Kelce leading a drill right here, Dan. We saw already some really interesting stuff. You were a little closer to it.
Yeah.
You also sat in on a classroom earlier. What's been the conversation around here?
Yeah, I think that the big takeaway is there's just so much knowledge and wisdom and almost like obsession to detail that can get shared from these guys. Sitting in when George Kittle did a presentation, his was on mentality and standard, and he was sharing just some of the note cards that his tight ends coach, John Emery, shared with him when he was a younger player of just – and being removed from being a player for a couple years, you forget about all the details that go in to doing your job at the very highest level. And to hear a player like George Kittle, that is one of the very best, continue to talk about that stuff and then share that with so many of the guys here, it makes you fall in love with the game again. It also makes you realize how 80, 90 guys that play that position in this league come back to this event every year.
It means a lot to him. Let's talk a little bit more about George Kittle, who, of course, was the brainchild behind this event. George Kittle, since his debut in 2017, no player, be it tight end, running back, or wide receiver, has gotten more out of the big plays than George Kittle. You see this. He's gone for at least 20 yards after the catch on 48 different receptions in his career, the most in the NFL in that span. Who's here? We got George.